everyone, it's Anna Terranova and Robin Moser here with the Tipsy Realtors again for season 2, and we have a very special show with very special guests today. We're very excited about because we are talking about what men look for when buying a home, and we're doing Twisted Old Fashions as our drink for this show. And again, this is all for the month of November to honor men because it is Movember. So thank you so much for joining us, and
yes, and thank you to our panel that is hanging out with us today that's going to be drinking. So finally, it's just not Robin and I. Exactly. Although we did had shows, but we never had this many men on our show. So I want to say, I'm going to introduce our guests. We have Riley here, Andras, and Mark. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy our drinks.
This is like our male version of the real estate view.
Oh, I like it. We should do those more often. All right, Robin, let's start with the drink.
Okay, so we're doing the Twisted Old Fashioned, and how it's twisted is the fact that we're using a pretty cool grilled fruit, which is called
persimmon.
Thank you. I couldn't remember that.
It's an orange fruit. It's sweet. It gets really nice caramelized when you grill it, and that's why we put it in our drink today.
So you start with a rock glass and a sugar cube. I like sugar cubes. You can use simple syrups. Of course, I'm not going to be able to open it.
And do you have to use the white one, or you can use the brown sugar? What's your opinion on that?
I always use the white one, but you probably could use the brown one if you really wanted to. I've always
just for the healthy choices out there.
I know, and what it does is it just kind of dissolves better. So I put the bitters and squirted it on top of the sugar cube, and now I'm putting the grilled fruit in, and I've got my muddler, and I am muddling my fruit and my sugar and my bitters all together, and you can use whatever flavor of bitters you want. We actually gave everyone a different bitters in their glass today, so everyone's old-fashioned.
So we're going to be surprised on the flavor. And the traditional fruit is an orange, I believe,
It is an orange, and the traditional bitters is an orange bitters.
All right.
So now we're doing 1.5 ounces of bourbon. And actually, Elijah Craig, if you're into bourbons, you may have heard on all the websites that Elijah Craig is the old-fashioned bourbon. So if you're out and about wanting to make some pretty cool old fashions, Elijah Craig in your local liquor store. Remember, Liquor Connect is where you can find all your alcohols. And now you take your big, huge ice cube, and as always, I tell you guys, I like to stir my stuff around. You can throw a cherry in this. Some people like to throw cherries into their old-fashioned because we have the fruit in here. We're not going to because it's a little bit smoky, and we're throwing in a star anise.
Yeah, and it's a very nice fall cocktail too, using kind of the orange fruit and a star anise, right?
Absolutely.
So
now cheers, guys.
Let's cheers. All right, let's try this. I don't know what I have. It's going to be a surprise.
I don't know what everyone has either.
Very fall tasting.
Definitely.
Is that the star anise or the bitters?
It actually could be the smokiness of the grilled fruit, which we can thank Anna for.
Thank you, Anna.
Yes, I grilled it myself. Yeah. I should have asked one of the men to come and grill it, properly, with a grilling.
Great job.
It's a great drink. This is honestly my husband's favorite drink, Old Fashions, and being able to put all the different elements on it.
Either.
And if you have one of those smoking guns too, you can actually put the smoking gun in and you can get yours nice and smoky.
Which reminds me, we haven't done smoking in season 2 yet. We've done the smoking cocktail in the first season, so it was fun.
And I've got new gear to smoke it even better now.
See? All right. I have no idea what my bitter is.
Neither do I.
That's good.
What do you taste any specific the bitter flavor?
I'd probably need 2 or 3 more just to really pin it down.
Yeah, we'll have that. Well, let's start with some of the fun questions for our panel. Robin and I always talk about how people shop and what they need to know through the eyes of our clients. Well, men also making the decisions for what they bought. At some point, you guys all bought and sold homes. And let's start with a simple question. When you walk through, when you drive over to the house, what are your hopes for the house in terms of what are you hoping to see in there?
Yeah,
what's important to you?
Let's
start with Ryan.
Sure.
Yeah, you seem closest to me.
All right. I like a house that is well done, meaning I'm not looking for a fixer-upper.
Okay.
I like to kind of have a move-in ready house, maybe a couple things, paint, that type of thing, but overall I don't want to do a lot of work.
Okay.
And honestly, I'm always very interested in the basements to see what happens. I find myself down there chilling out, but also with the kids. So a big basement with some good rec room is something I like to look for.
Good, well-made basement with Andras, what about you?
I would probably say the same thing as Wally did. I think for me, one of the big thing is driving through the neighborhood a few times. I'm very conscious about the neighborhood and I need to check it out. I need to see what things are around the neighborhood, even look for neighbors and just even if I walk through the neighborhood, see it, what I feel. And obviously,
and it's so important as well, right?
Of course.
Because it's community you will be living in, right? So
Very important.
yeah. Mark, I know you live on an acreage.
I do.
So tell us what is important to you.
Yeah, well, you kind of you pinned it there. Is I can't change the physical location of the property. I can change things about the house. So for me, location, as cliched as it is critically important. I like my space. I don't like people being near me. I don't always wear clothes outside. So all of this kind of goes hand in hand with me not really being a very good neighbor. So for me, it's I don't mind working on the basement or updating painting or whatever it is. I need to know that the location's going to work for
sure.
Okay, so we have location, basement,
And
condition,
community.
and community. Okay, fantastic. Now, what about biggest turnoff, right? You own a house and you're like, hell no. I will not live in this house with this. What is that for you? Mark, we'll go your way first.
Biggest turnoffs would be any kind of red flags in the structure. I've dealt with flooding basements before, and it's like I won't do it again if there's a bunch of sump pumps or evidence of damage, something like that. I don't want to save money. I want to live in a home that I'm comfortable in. So that would be my biggest red flag.
Okay.
styling would definitely be, I'm more like a modern type of guy, so I would look at the outside and look at the inside. So those two, if they match and they're kind of like my style, and it could be different, but colors, you know, the styling of the home. So as I said, like I like more of the modern styles.
Yeah.
And if I go in and it reflects the same as the outside, then I can be happy with it. Obviously, I'd be turned off if something is very off from versus from the outside to the inside, where you have like wood paneling and things like that. That's past.
I
that
can say
wouldn't
it's
be
true.
there.
could be
So I
coming
worked
back.
with Andras before in a purchase, and it was all about style.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
pretty creative soul. And Riley, what about you?
Definitely need to have a double vanity in the bathroom, his and hers.
Fair
Definitely,
enough.
Oh my
that's
God.
important.
I thought that was only a woman's priority.
And for me too.
He's like, I'm not sharing my sink.
I also want it to be, you know, a decent height as well. I'm a tall guy, and I've had both good heights and short heights.
Yeah.
And the shorter is not great for me.
So funny enough, actually, the height thing comes in with men looking at houses all the time, like standing in the shower to make sure that the shower head
Yes.
doesn't hit you right here.
Yeah.
And then like heights for a bunch of things. That's actually amazing because as a woman, obviously, I'm 5'4".
I feel like we're learning like there is more to man than we thought, and not just the garage in the backyard.
Exactly.
So it's fantastic. And how about, so you guys, when you have to live with something, what one thing, like you say, okay, if I can fix it, I'm okay with it. Like some people, like I know Mark, you like to cook. Like, so kitchen might be important to you. Would you care for closed design or open design of the home?
Great question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do love to cook, and the kitchen is
And
kind
he's
of
fantastic cook.
I'm very good.
He's really good.
I like to entertain, and
Almost as good as me.
that's a different show. Then we can have a challenge. Yeah, I like open style concept just for entertaining purposes. I don't like segmented areas, not only for how kind of boxy and rigid it makes the feel of it, but that's just extra cleaning and furniture that I need to put in these rooms I probably wouldn't use anyway. So I like the space for friends and family and hosting. Mm-hmm. You know, a big turn off for me, to go back a question, would be a small boxy kitchen that I can't really function in.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're gonna go back to Andras now. What in terms of like what would be for you you cannot live with, I think.
I think I need a bit of space for sure, and I need to have my own space to create. I'm being a photographer. Like I've in previous homes, I've occupied pretty much the basement all the time, and I needed to do, whether I was shooting inside or I could have a nice garage that I could open up and use it as sort of like a makeshift studio space. Those are the things that I'm looking for. And obviously a good, like a patio, a garden, you know, I do love greenery. I'm not into gardening, but I do like it if it looks nice. And as you said, like I love to cook as well. So a good kitchen is definitely a must.
Yeah, you also dab in some food photography and all that. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and finish with you, Raleigh.
Kind of a similar theme there. I want a nice outdoor space as well. For the smoker, for the barbecue, spot to have a cocktail on the deck, and a little bit of outdoor space for the kids too to run around. Amazing. So if I didn't have that, that would be a deal breaker for me.
So I think this is going to be our last question for each of you, but out of curiosity, during the real estate looking process, what is something that's important to you for you to experience? Having information given to you in abundance up front, having everything planned for you, having some control over the process, or just letting someone run and take care of everything. For process wise in purchasing a house, what's important to you? We'll start with Riley.
I think for me, for working with a realtor that's knowledgeable and can help you walk through that process and give you some advice too on lawyers, on closing fees, papers, all the details that go into it, because you're getting really emotional about looking at the houses, so not having to think about all that extra paperwork and that type of thing, that's an asset for me.
I like how you put that, you know, because we are very emotional when we look for the house, right?
Yeah.
So it's
Men
good
too.
Yeah. Yeah, it depends who you're looking for the house with too, right? Sometimes it goes back and forth with the battle, right? So, and what are you, Andrash?
Well, it is a big investment, right, when you're buying something. So I think that connection between you and the realtor is absolutely important. So for me, me and Anna, obviously we know each other and we're friends. I give you my full trust that what you're going to do for me and the way you're going to set it up and anything that could be a downfall is given to me and is being said. Now, I know myself that I see a lot of things always. I pick up on a lot of things that most people wouldn't do, but I don't want to do that because that is your job to give me something or show me something that you know what my style is when I told you and that I can feel comfortable with. So the trust is super important.
That's a good one.
Good answer.
Yeah, I mean, trust is obviously paramount. I've been in sales a long time, and there's sometimes some stigmas around salespeople in general. So knowing that somebody's actually out for your best interest, I think having industry knowledge and that's just an expectation. That's the very lowest bar that you should be able to clear. So I prefer a consultative approach. I don't know what I don't know. Ask me questions. Have you considered this? What about this? I worked with people that did this. I've got 1,000 things on my mind outside of this purchase. It's a commitment, and I like to have, that's why we hire professionals. Have you considered this? This is what other people have liked.
Yeah, that's definitely a good one, because I don't know what questions to ask right off the back, that you can help me ask those questions that I never even thought about.
Yeah, you don't know what you don't know. So if I like to have somebody that's a professional bring these things to me for my consideration. Don't assume I know, because if you make that assumption and I don't know, then at the end, like, we're both just staring at each other like, what just happened?
And at the end of the day, you're stuck with that house.
Right, yeah.
And there may be no getting around it. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here you go. So we see that the men do care more than we thought about the style and functionality of the house. And that, we all like to be supported in our journey, and I'm so happy that Robin and myself can do it for all our clients. So it's awesome. Thank you guys.
Thank you
Cheers.
guys.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you. I know.
Cheers.
Not bad for that Wednesday lunch, right?
That's right.
So always a good one.
So now is the fun part, because we're going to talk about our prize giveaway, which is offered by and on behalf of Remax Realty Professionals. And actually, I was looking at this earlier, and it says it can hold 25 ounces.
Oh my god.
Shots fired.
Shots fired.
Where did it go?
Okay.
We'll put it back together. But like and share, and you'll enter to win for the beautiful shaker in the way of a bullet. And it's super cool, and you'll look awesome with your friends, shaking cocktails. So, like and share our show. Show us some love. We are on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, And LinkedIn.
Basically, we're on all social media. So if you see our posts, please like them and share it. You're going to get entered to win. And you get to learn a lot about real estate and cocktails.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And of course, we are always here for you. Our phone number's on the screen. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you're looking at buying or selling real estate in the next 6 to 12 months or know any friends or family that are or need information, please have them call us. We would love to help them out. So thank you so much for joining us today.
And thank you to our guests for joining us
And
today
thank you
as
to
well.
our
Thank you.
guests.
Thanks for the cocktail.
And we hope to see you next week.